So, in Avengers Doomsday, we're going to see God Emperor Doom, and he's no ordinary villain. This man literally became a creator. He absorbed the power of the Beyonders. After the multiverse collapsed, he built his own world and named it Battleworld. From that point on, Dr. Doom was no longer just a man. He became a concept, a being with absolute power, will, and control in his hands. So the question is, if such a version of Dr. Doom stands before the Avengers, which heroes could actually stand against him? In today's video, let's talk about 10 such heroes who, at some point in their storylines, reached a state where godhood itself seemed like a choice, and we'll see whether they could stand against Doom. Let's start with Rune King Thor. The Odin force is one thing, but when Thor gained the knowledge of the runes, he began to understand the code of the multiverse. The runes are the syntax by which reality itself is written. At that level, Thor erased gods of gods from existence. That means if Thor could access the source of Doom's battleworld, he could literally delete that source. Whether Doom's power comes from the Beyonder force or God energy, before Rune King Thor it becomes just a program, something that can be rewritten. And wherever rewriting is possible, Doom's control ends. Logically, Rune King Thor is one of the most efficient counters to God Emperor Doom. Perhaps that's why Marvel sidelined him after just one storyline. Next up, Cosmic Spider-Man. This is the same Peter Parker chosen by the Uni-Power, becoming Captain Universe. This power isn't planetary. It's the defense mechanism of the cosmos itself. The Beyonder force that Doom wields operates on a similar scale, meaning the two exist on a universal symmetry. Both can manipulate reality and have full access to matter and energy control. The only difference? Doom has ego, and Peter has restraint. If these two ever faced each other, the fight's result would be 50-50. Doom would try to win through brute force and his god complex, while Peter would counter him with empathy and clarity. That's why Cosmic Spider-Man can be seen as an unpredictable equalizer. The third name is an obvious one, Scarlet Witch. The Wanda we've seen in the MCU is just a shadow of what she truly is in the comics. Chaos magic isn't just a spell. It's the primal disorder that keeps the universe in balance. In House of M, she utters one line, "No more mutants," and with that single sentence, she rewrites the entire world. Battleworld may have been Doom's illusion, but for Wanda, illusion is reality. If both ever faced each other with full control over their powers, Wanda could collapse or rewrite Doom's entire multiverse in the blink of an eye. The only problem? Wanda is emotionally unstable, and Doom is the master manipulator. So, if a stable Wanda ever confronts him, balanced in both emotion and magic, she could be a real threat to Doom. Otherwise, Doom would overpower her. Now let's talk about Franklin Richards, who recently entered the MCU. This guy is Doom's rival, and ironically, Doom himself fears Franklin's potential. Franklin may be a mutant, but within his genes lies the spark of creation itself. In truth, Franklin only pretended to be a mutant so people wouldn't realize what he truly was, something far beyond that. If anyone discovered his real nature, everyone would come after him. That's why he kept his true power hidden for so long. We saw something similar in the Fantastic Four movie, where he rewrote his genes to appear normal. But in reality, he exists on a cosmic scale. Even Galactus could sense his presence. So you can imagine how powerful Franklin really is. As a child, he could create universes. In fact, after the Secret Wars comics, he helped redesign the multiverse, which is probably why Doom in the MCU seems to be hunting him, as hinted in the Fantastic Four end credit scene. And now, let's move to David Haller, also known as Legion. His name might sound calm, but he is anything but stable with multiple personalities, each with its own distinct power. That has always been the source of Legion's instability. But imagine, one day, if he ever achieved a stable version of himself, where all his personalities synchronized into a single system. The result would be a being with the combined powers of time manipulation, reality warping, telekinesis, and matter control, all at once. No matter how powerful Dr. Doom is, he operates within a single pattern. But Legion has infinite possibilities. And when infinite possibilities collide with a finite god, I don't even need to tell you who survives in the end. Now that we're talking about stability, another name fits perfectly here: Sentry. The line "power of 1,000 suns" isn't an exaggeration, it's a fact. Sentry's molecular manipulation abilities are on Doom's level, and he possesses control at a quantum scale. He can disassemble and reassemble matter at will. If he ever makes peace with his dark counterpart, the Void, his energy output could reach Beyonder level strength. Doom's greatest strength is his control, while Sentry's greatest edge is his unpredictability. If he activates his power hijacking mode, he could potentially turn Doom's own energy against him. Next, let's talk about Hyperion, often called Marvel Superman, and usually dismissed just as quickly. That's why people underestimate him. But think about it. If Superman is that powerful, imagine how strong his Marvel counterpart must be. If you can't picture it, let me explain. Hyperion once teamed up with Thor and directly fought multiple Beyonders. And that too, when he wasn't even at his full form. Now, whether Hyperion could defeat Dr. Doom is a tough call. I think he has a chance, but only a small one. Moving on, we have Starbrand. This isn't a person, but a cosmic mark, a force of balance. Whenever the universe is in danger, Starbrand chooses a new host. Doom's Beyonder force also disrupts the natural order of the universe, and theoretically, the Starbrand exists to correct such disturbances. Its blast can one-shot beyond-level entities, which has even happened in the comics. The only issue is that the host is mortal, so if Doom strikes first, Starbrand would lose. But if Starbrand lands a focused strike, Battleworld could be destroyed in an instant. Now let's talk about the White Phoenix of the Crown. The Phoenix Force itself is just an avatar, but the White Phoenix is its core. It's the entity that regulates the cycle of life and death across the multiverse. Dr. Doom and the Beyonders can destroy universes, but the White Phoenix recreates them. If it were ever to bond with a suitable host, say, Hope Summers, she could make Doom's so-called god energy feel inferior before her. And now, let's come to the one character who actually defeated God Emperor Doom in the comics. Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. He directly challenged Doom and manipulated his power source itself. The Molecule Man, or rather, made him see the truth. At that moment, Doom himself admitted that if Reed had possessed that power, he would have designed the multiverse better. Hearing this, Molecule Man decided that the power he had given to Doom, the power that made him God Emperor Doom, should instead belong to Reed Richards. So technically, this wasn't a one-on-one physical fight. It was a battle of capability. Reed was more capable, and that's why he outsmarted Doom. So, these are the heroes who broke the boundaries of their reality and, at some point, became equals to Doom. Each had a different approach. Some relied on pure power, others on knowledge, chaos, or even as embodiments of natural forces. Doom created a world where he wanted to rule as a god. But these heroes, they could rewrite existence itself. Some could merely challenge him, while others could completely reshape reality. That's why if God Emperor Doom returns, these beings would be his true challenge. And perhaps that's exactly why many of them were kept far away from the original Secret War storyline. Now, we're going to see that same story unfold in the MCU. So what do you think? Which of these characters could appear? Or could one of the existing MCU heroes evolve to reach that level? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section.